hear me now? This is a soul fire production. Soul fire production.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with TODDLER. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with TODDLER. So yes.
A pleasant good night, all cycling fans and supporters. Welcome to the 59th edition? 58th edition. We can last track for last week.
Okay.
But welcome one and all. Tonight will be entertaining. Of course, we have a lot to talk about. But first, before we even get into anything, we know he's watching. Our brother, cycling hero, Marlon Castillo, and he's tuning right now. Just spoke to your wife just texted me. He's tuning. Marlon had a unfortunate incident at his workplace where his hand went into the grinder palace, and they had to amputate his hand. But we want to assure Marlon. We want to assure him. Actually, today, just before I came over to the studios, I got a call from the president and vice president of the Diabetes Association. They saw the story and they contacted me and we had a three-way call. And immediately after that, the president called a doctor from the US. Actually, we have put up some of the videos. That's a doctor in the picture there, George. You put up the picture? Oh, yeah, Bring Cross? Okay. Yeah. I spoke to the doctor. We had a three-way call, the president of the Diabetes Association and the doctor, and he explained to me. Well, right now it's fresh, so Marlon, I need to heal up. Tell me that Marlon has to heal up. But he can do wonders. Marlon will be able to live a normal life.
I'm telling we can run this man that Marlon
can be doing the one hand.
Marlon is so talented, Marlon could be most of we can run
exactly.
the one hand.
So Marlon, I want
you need help for beat the elite.
Yes. Yeah, I could show the video if you want to go. Actually, this one of the videos where the doctor sent me. That's the kind of work the guy do.
Open?
The doctor.
You work at nerves apparently.
Yes, so he might explain to me, but then terms of palace like it has Gimbridge. But I kind of figure when I understand that your brain sends
your brain
sends something and then right and sense and say so this is something that like I said, I was when I got a call from the president and the vice president of the Diabetes Association, and they explained what this doctor can do.
I was reading about it too, and where Marlon hand was amputated is the best position for that kind of prosthesis. Because when you go here, the elbow thing no work good.
Oh, okay.
But Marlon got the elbow.
Right, the elbow so can move. Yeah.
That's the better position.
Yeah. What's a guy there? I mean, he do weights. You imagine? So Marlon, we want to assure you that I feel like going back on the bike. I know, right? And I feel no pain in the hand, so yeah, it's so crazy, man, but
There's great hope.
there's
Marlon.
great hope. Yeah, there's great hope. There's great hope. So
But that's why really, basically, I wanted to hear more. Because people put all kind of things for chat on Facebook and
yeah,
things. And that's why I send chapter there. So I basically want to hear what we could do.
All right.
for Marlon.
So Palace, what as I spoke to the doctor, and so we'll give that information, the doctor information, and the president of the Diabetes Association, make Marlon family members talk to them and explain what are the procedures, so they could link up. So they want, and then we know how we move forward, how early can be done.
Yeah.
But thank you all. I mean, that was great news for me this evening.
Yeah.
And actually, I spoke to Clara, I think it's Marlon, the wife, right? Am I right?
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
like once a little somebody call her wife, Kamala wife, right? Yes.
Done to
But
them.
and she said that she was happy, and that Marlon's spirit will be lifted up. So, Marlon Palace, I put up one short story, and over 13,000 people, you see, viewed that thing. Yes,
yeah.
I'm a
What
so-
I was thinking, I think other people have said it before too on the chat that what would be perfect would be a GoFundMe. Because
Yes,
GoFundMe is worldwide.
Yep.
And so that will attract
Everybody.
Lalabelis and
Exactly.
worldwide to help as well.
Exactly. Well, like I said, I'll let Marlon and his family get in touch with the president of the Diabetes Association, and then you get in touch with the doctor. As I said, I actually spoke to the doctor, and he was talking about, I said some of the communication is like,
Foreign to us.
foreign to us. Yes. Like we talk about years, right?
Yep.
Yes, but Marlon, good night. I know you are looking at us tonight. We are so happy to hear those good news that you will be able to ride your bike again. Say Edwin Pitts, Bali from here.
Ellen, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what he said. I
Oh.
want to donate a pair of cycling
Oh, I can't bring it up.
Okay.
to the show.
Yeah,
A
really.
pair of glasses, like to donate a pair of glasses to the show with childhood respect to Palace and the continued passion for the sport of cycling. Please send me the address and they can get it out next week. Okay, with fulfillment.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks, Edwin. So, Paul, like I said, you have a special guest in the house tonight.
Yeah,
Of
we
course, I
should-
put it up.
we
It's
should have a
Oscar
guest.
QUIROS. Yeah. But we want to recap races, and we have lots. So much. So, we want to start out with
The races.
The races. So,
What is it?
the first race was Sunday morning. Young Henry Lee rode all the way from Orange Walk to Chatamal.
Well, you ride on this is right race.
And he ride the race and he blew them to
It's been a race?
smithereens, yes.
No.
Young Henry Lee. Yes, that's a chat race right there. And then second was our very own Clarky too.
Oh, Clarky from Corazon?
Huh? Clarky from Corozal, yeah.
How will you buy it on this picture? He ain't got chance man to in
Hollister?
Hollister to about Kenny.
No,
Kenny
Hollister said Kenny back out last minute.
Oh, Kenny like a chance yeah man. He not
But
5 plus.
big up Henry Lee and Clarky out of Belize, going over the border. And
So Clarky was
captain-
second?
Second, Clarky came
Okay.
second, yeah. Then we move on to the race Sunday afternoon that made it what? Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike Village. They make a Lucky Strike
And
there.
so we had the top finisher. The first place was Smokes Gladden. Second was Ali Lozano. Third, Herman
Iyo.
Iho Rikena, or what do you call him?
Kaboom.
Kaboom. Fourth was Joey, and fifth was Pes.
Yeah, Chairman Thomas.
Chairman Thomas. And in the C category,
I think they make a C down B.
B? Okay, the policeman.
Only policeman is no.
I think
I
think Rickard run for the
Rickard
policeman.
Fred, man. Rickard don't know when police touch
Calvert, Calvert Flowers. I think Rickard.
police touch and police
Yeah.
bought up on
Yeah.
curve.
Then this morning, Mr. Guns had his open
Thursday race.
race. You rode it right to Pal?
Yes, I wrote it. I was right there. First place was
Javen Gonzalez.
Silverback.
he burned up the 2-hour line.
Yeah, burned to West Shock.
Yeah, the West Shock. Carlton Robinson was second. And
the big coach sprint, big coach about 30 man. Pope was fourth. Henry was third. Henry Lee was fourth, and myself was fifth. Sixth was Skinny Vernon. Seventh, Eho. Eighth was Elvin Humes. Ninth, Heno.
Heno is back by.
And 10th was Hollister.
Okay. You call out the B's? The B's are it?
No, not call
the B is the young Steven Sylvester riding for Guns. Second is Rydell Reno.
About time Rydell he got a prize, because he know the prize at all.
And third was Mark Tasha.
And then they don't pull them P, nephew.
Then he said, "I'll give big thanks to Warren Coway."
Yeah, Warren. Birthday was yesterday, and I think Warren gave some nice prizes to bump it up, so we could have got 3 prizes for the A and the B in an open race. Because I'm going to get first A, first B, and then top 3.
Pal, you have to carry a light and give Mr. Guns, because you need a light. I see dark.
Whatever.
You need it. Mr. Guns, please. Have somebody pick up the lights for mark off. Send. I need.
I'm jumping out and bust it. 2-wheel, puncture 2-wheel.
I'll give you the 2 for
Morgan.
I'll give you 2 for my name for him, the chairman, Weekend Warriors, because 4 lights I get.
Yeah.
And then somebody.
Well, we don't normally really see that, but just though this can take a while now for me to get clear now. No, get clear till January, February.
Yeah, that's it for Race Palace. Was there any other race?
I think that was it.
That it was race. And so upcoming races.
Sunday got race. So Sunday got race opposite course to where you are go.
Yes, that are the Kayo race.
You usually go try that?
Huh?
You should go try that and give a sense of where you
go. Sunday we have that Kayo race. George, you put it up? Yeah, that are the Kayo race. You hear what Jivin said this morning? Jivin say, we call the companies, uno come out this time, right? Uno come out this time. Come decide. Context or licking. But this man feared for climb by. Then I think Wendell Williams, they have one race for in memory of his brother. I think the brother birthday. I seen they do the 18th of December. Kevin Williams.
That's in Sunday too?
No, that next week Sunday the
for the 18th.
The 18th.
Okay.
I think George put up
So the bank account down there?
Oh, the bank account. Okay, the bank account. Okay, yes. See the bank account and we that account where do the registration. Okay. And the race on the George Price Boulevard.
Up and down.
Yeah.
That race on opposite the car race.
Opposite, yeah, right.
So that is no. That's like a one long climb, call it Monkey Falls and the hill around down.
Parlita, they ride it?
Oh, she in her house, she had did that again. I said, Parlita won't be there for us long time. Got the chance to do that in wife.
Then last night we had a lengthy chat with we had a meeting
with
the
organizers
of the Alfred Parks Memorial
Race. That is set for the 21st of February.
That's the December 25th.
February.
I mean February.
February 25th.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice classic.
That'll be a nice classic.
Nice prize. I'll give out 10 deep. And we will liaise with the election is Saturday, so we will liaise with myself and yourself are on that committee.
Right.
And we will liaise with the new federation. And to get that on the calendar and stuff. That will be a nice show, because that will give you the Creme Classic, the Valentine Tour, Alfred Parks, Belmont Pond, Monto cross country.
Yeah.
Some nice races in the cross country.
Yeah. Then Chief, they have a single scene.
The 26th.
26th. That's why I got mistake. I got said 26, but the Chief, they have a single scene race.
And lot of elite races also you have an elite version. Elite and junior right together.
You might warm up my legs for.
Yeah, because I'm going next week for
Election coming up.
Election is Saturday, 3 o'clock at the Mexico Center.
Oh, okay.
Now you again. And it's 3 o'clock. Mexico Center, United States Compound Way. Baron Jones.
Yeah.
Election of officers. We are voting only 4 persons. We are voting. We don't vote for committee members. Vote for president, vice president, secretary and treasurer. Because they make a 3 committee members, but under the rules, constitution, we don't vote for those 3 committee members. Who win, pick their committee members. They're handpicked by the winning executive.
Come out and vote for your state.
Only go on, make a go on for next week. The only go on like PUP and UDP, man, the pass and the talk, no the hero bright because they figure maybe this one and that one support that one. They no stop their nonsense, okay? Only left that right there.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, so
yeah, so only go on like no people man with brother no talk to sister. I want a PUP, I want a UDP, I want an election, I'm not stop on the food, okay? We got a big cycling family. Who win, whosoever win, we want support. So the whole no malice and man the pass, man and right at the election I watched last time me see some malice go on. Because if they think of support or court, that's simple as I have call that out. Then that's stupidness, okay?
Yeah, no,
on the left hand and killing right back. Everybody want to kill that back at tongue or kill that so. No bring that up to we.
A 4 position.
Well, not to vote for 4. The other 3 selected by the who wins.
What if 2 win for?
No, it's a slate.
No, it's slate.
You vote for state 1, state 2. State 1, state 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But Palace, I think yes. So I think that I left across a shop. I think we don't reach $1,300 for the challenge.
Okay,
which is Palace
as well. Bowman to send some money.
All right, so it's only why Palace at the Trimble because I know the train man had work. I have a ton load of work, and then I don't know. You pray me out or something like I can train.
Pray out. Because this is live, okay? Because this is live.
But one next gentleman give me a name, but I have it over shop. So next week I will have a whole.
But honestly, it's a challenge for you. But if you do not make the time, no biggie. No. I know I can't finish that. I'm finished.
Yeah.
I can see you be like the young boy now again. Actually, when you jump the truck back, I can't say that. No, I'm a whip there too.
There's so much people. In fact, I have so much followers. There are people there, so they encourage me and So, but anyway, we'll take a short break and when we return.
People quickly doing so support the challenge because the proceeds goes to the family of
Kadim,
Eddie and Kadim Banks that died supporting cycling lost their lives. And so we give
a good time for give.
We drop the money right in a half, it's a 2 cents, I drop 1 cent. Right down to the copper and bust it. 2 family get the same portion.
Yeah. So we take a short break and when we return back, we'll have
question and answers quick.
We have question and answers when we return,
Great.
Hear me now. This is a Soul Fire production. Soul Fire production.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with TODDLER. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the the streets and through the hills as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Streaming live with TODDLER, so yes.
Welcome back, welcome back. Tonight we have a special guest in the house. We were waiting for this moment for a long time. And it's here.
I'm here.
Yes. Yeah. Welcome to the show once again, Oscar Daddy QUIROS.
Thanks. Yes, man. You know, it's grateful to always be here. You know, I don't mind taking the trip down here. It's always a pleasure to talk cycling. I always tune in no matter what on Thursdays, and well, I always enjoy the show, and of course the guys behind the scenes, man. Thanks very much for having me tonight. So, yeah, good night, fans. Good night, everyone tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and let's hope we can talk some real good cycling here tonight. So.
But Oscar, you realize how big you big? You big, my boy.
Big shoes, man. Big shoes, man.
So Oscar, but wait, we still must start off with the question and answer, because I guess when we get into conversation, you might end up to give away some of the answers. So you may share the answers with Lex.
I could.
Share the Lex quick.
All right.
But not
Excuse me, guys.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll share it real quick.
Share it with Lex. And so,
excuse me, guys.
Yeah. So all the questions tonight, and the questions
that maximum answer, but
Oscar designer, and I said, Oscar, you get five questions to me, and he did. But he just share the
share the answers and real quick. Sorry, guys, my apologies for that. I suppose I'm gonna send this long time, and I never do it. You see?
Just like a man, no about
Yeah. So I can just send that to you real quick. So I can send it to you, or I can send shit to Lex?
Shit to Lex, that he want.
Okay.
Alright. I know it's not that.
my phone, yeah?
Your phone?
Alright, Bernard Sanchez, tell Oscar good night. About the wait, you know.
I tell you good night, Mr. Sanchez. Blessings, man. I always see you to tune in. You know, thanks again.
When you Marlon Castillo, they look into the man.
Oh, serious, man. I mean, shucks, I heard about the news all the way down that side, and I mean, I hope that may a joke, honestly. But then I get to understand that it was real, and it was a real deal, and I mean, I really couldn't believe it. I couldn't accept the news. I mean, I could even understand, you know, closer relatives to himself. Like, shucks, man. I just, you know, again, speedy recovery though in Marlon. I mean, things not done yet. Like, I think everybody look towards the more positives at this point in time. You know, I mean, yes, that one he setback, but I feel like with his mentality and his, you know, his warrior, the warrior deep inside.
Exactly.
I feel like bouncing back should be something that we could see from him. You know, if that's from anybody, it can be from him.
Well, I got a call from the Diabetes Association, the president and the vice president called me, and eventually got into one three-way call to the doctor actually did. So we actually share one video of what the hand look like Palace could tell you. And right on the show. And it's amazing that you could actually open and close your hand.
Oh, seriously?
So, yes,
wow.
yeah. So
wow.
you know,
prosthesis has gone big in the world. Back in the few days, let's put on your big hook. A big hook. That now we they got much farther than it if you can really.
So Lex, you have all answers?
At the center right now?
Oh, the center?
Yeah, at the center right now. Sorry.
Yeah,
okay. Alright, yeah, with you. Oh, okay, yeah. Wow. So that's more or less what we what look like
right.
Marlon. Wow.
But of course you have to heal up properly.
That's quite interesting. Wow. I mean, I would really hope, you know, that something positive come out of it,
Yes,
obviously,
man.
and
Listen, man.
you know.
I put up one meeting and I say over 13,000 people, you know, I say, you know, view or whatever you call it. And that will show the amount of love that he received and, you know, positive feedback. You realize how big you are when you are a sports hero. I mean, this is what we want the world to be, you know, people share love.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, show love for each other because in situation like this, so you need, I remember when I had my accident, I actually, and I like to say this, but I would say it on international TV, you know, I had suicidal moments.
Wow.
So, because when you are a very active person and you get shut down totally, and you can't help yourself, you realize, man, my life could change at any moment. And good thing I had friends, and good friends and family. I mean, like my wife, she, at that time they say, no, you're a baby now, right? Stop making But the thing is that when you recover, and say I gone through all it, I recover, I start to race back, Palace was called me Bigfoot.
But
it's sure that once you have life, once you breathe here and you can move around, you know, people may say you're not able to walk again, you know, I can't ride, whatever, but but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're like close enough to get the answers.
Yeah, so get the answers. All right, okay, so we'll move on to that in a while because we got lots to talk to.
I know it's been a journey. It's Adonis. I'm not sure if I should just talk on because sometimes I talk too much, right?
No man, the purpose of the show, for your fans there, you watch some people come and say, don't worry, I want tune in because what us kids on the hand.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I know a lot of people try to reach out to me, and again I want to apologize to anybody where I know maybe reach out to directly. The thing is, my message, my inbox gets so flooded. Like,
imagine.
you know, I mean, there's been so many things happening in the past couple of weeks that it just like all the messages just kind of like, you know, get too overpowering, and I can't find myself getting into everybody answer, you know. So again, please bear with me, bear patience. I'm doing my best to try to get back to everyone. But this are one of the best ways and means for me I could apologize, as well as explaining to, you know, everybody that, you know, I'm really thankful for everybody who reach out and show, you know, share some kind of positive comments with me. I mean, whether you know me like that or you don't know me like that, point being, once you had that day, you know, the energy for even just reach out to me, I really appreciate that no matter what, you know. I'm still the same guy, still I'm putting the same work. I just happen I just have better opportunities now with better equipment and stuff. That's how I see it then, right? So
Oski, you have to go on fan page. Most of the posts go on fan page because when you go on putting you don't get check your phone every day. You got a fan page, you got
that's true.
All the followers.
That's true, and that's a good recommendation, pal.
Yeah.
Justin tell me the same thing too. He mentioned to me that, you know, it'll be a very good idea for you to kind of like start drifting away, like, or at least not tying both your athletes page and your personal page, right? Because like, you know, you could always use this now for like more market yourself, even for sponsors and stuff, you know. It working at that case too, right? Not just for messages and stuff, but all in that aspect there. Considering that, the best you create somewhat of a athletes page, if you want to put it like that. So, I mean, they are not things that are new to me, right? I mean, bear in mind, I come from right? So, I don't like anybody else. I just try my best to adapt to the whole process. I mean, but I will, right? So, I will try to make the best out of, you know, the opportunity, obviously. And I mean, I know at the back one lot in terms of my country, you know, the people that believe in me. So I have a big shoe to fill, but you know, that's not something I run with on. So I like challenges.
Oscar, when I know you, you're this humble guy, you know, always willing for share. You never reject. I never see reject nobody. You know, like I say, you can't reach out to everybody. But because I say, when I tell you you're so big, you're big. And you can't keep up. Yeah, next ready for the thing. All right, so yeah, so here goes, guys, and so we're not gonna do a 5 prize tonight because we need to, you know, have time with Oski and talk. So
no worries.
Because if we left, they might give about 10 prize tonight. So we're gonna save for next week, Palace. So you know we have prize coming up. So and all these questions, I said, this other man. So if the answer when he reflects whatever he said.
Yeah.
So the first question, and you win yourself a pie by 3.14 pi, and this prize is being given by Mr. Ruben Martinez. So the first question, at what age did Oscar start competitive cycling? Again, at what age did Oscar start competitive cycling?
And again, I try bring up some good questions, not too hard, not too easy, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I'm more about guessing, in a sense, right? So, again, I think the people that will follow me really close, so I kind of figure it out.
Okay.
But I tried my best to give you guys some good.
Ring the bell, all right.
Already?
Your belly.
Oh, all right. Yeah, man. Shiro all the answers, man. I watch the show too much. Shiro all the answers.
Trophy or something.
Oh, Tishu, all right, good.
Yeah, man.
So that's
Shiro all the answers.
I Tishu, the year don't win. No, bring our next one up there. And then like 5 in the year.
Right? I know every time I see she get answers, I can't answer fast.
So, question number 2.
Yeah, I know.
List the number and the names of team Oscar had ridden.
Wait, you say names, the only number.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do just the number.
Okay,
make it a little easier.
Make it easier. Okay, so easier.
So guess the
List
number.
the number.
No, give the number.
Give the number.
Give the number of
teams. Give the number of teams Oscar had ridden with since he started competitive cycling. So on total number, the number. So give that number and you win yourself $25. Again given by Mr. Ruben Martinez.
That's not 14, okay?
Yeah, I don't know 14.
No, that should be one of those.
Yeah, this because the reason I bring it down to just the numbers is because again you could more play the guessing game.
Right.
Because if I had to state names then it might be a little more complicated
Okay.
to make with. Yeah. So
And we want somebody really quick so we can move on.
yeah, exactly. So throw out the numbers, guys. Say how much when I could guess.
Yeah, Alexander Bonillo.
The lot, but I leave it too. So I don't know if that give any hints.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see who would get it first, man. Over the couple of years, just pertaining to the question, I don't know somebody will like jump teams, right? So I kind of like show that loyalty, if that make any sense, right? So, but I mean this include already. Tell me a piece of boo again.
You can't double dip.
Yeah, I can't double dip. Okay.
7.
7,
Yeah, so
correct.
that's it. Third
That's correct.
All right, so moving on to question number 3.
All right, so this may I do this for this month, 25, no? That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question number 3. Which was the first CFB sanctioned race Oscar participated in and state the result he obtained? Again, which was the first CFB sanctioned race Oscar participated in and state the result he obtained?
As a junior, as a what?
Yeah, that'll be from a junior. Yeah.
So
So the first race,
Junior,
first
It's a
race.
junior race with the
But,
dog.
Yeah.
but he's talking about a CFB race, so that's why he's
Yeah.
CFB
The
race.
first,
Oh.
but you'll be at the junior
Junior
level.
level.
Yeah. More than a clear junior
Yeah.
level.
Junior level.
Yep. Supposed to be an easy one, man. I mean, I don't think it's
So
that
what, that
complicated.
number 2 is on number there, and some behind.
No, they got one name, like the name of the actual race.
Yeah.
The first race where I participated
And
in,
place where you go.
and the place where I come.
How much you finish?
Yeah. That I think I use the one, man. I mean,
Two answer.
2 answer, okay.
two answers, yeah. Or at least the first one where I take, if you notice, the second one we can't get. So, but if you get the first one, I think you're supposed to get the second one. Click it. Yeah, go wrong.
Yeah, for a bird. Yeah, no, that. Pause.
Yeah.
You ready? Rolling weight, I don't see that name.
You know the pop up yet?
Ring the bell, rolling weight is
Roll the weight.
We'll beat that kind of well,
Yeah, that's right.
You win a pie. You win a pie by
I could carry one.
3.1, yeah. Well, the thing is, you have to, because the pie is made fresh, so you have to order the, say when you want the pie, whatever you want it, and then you can have it ready.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Rory, you
Nice.
win the pie. So that prize again, given by Mr. Ruben Martinez.
What's the answer?
So the answer,
Nine.
yes, sir.
No, junior class one. No, one.
Okay.
Why
Yeah.
is that?
So what's the answer?
9 junior cross country.
Yep.
Third youth.
Tell you, but I'm not technical. But anyways, yeah, we take the junior cross country,
Okay.
9th place. Or,
Yes, okay, good.
I had first race.
Yeah.
I know I had gone crazy and I just tried. I said, I go try this race. And I ain't even sure. I just get on bicycle in time.
What
so
age?
that was like 14, I believe. Yeah,
Okay.
14. Yeah. I started a little bit later than the modern day youths say where they start, right? But then I'm the age, right? Where everybody pretty much start out with. Yeah.
So
Next
the next question, fourth question, and this you win $25, and this is been given by Omar Cruz, the brother of Mateo Cruz. He lives in Canada. Always tune into the show all the lives. And that question: which was the first elite cycling team in Belize that Oscar joined? Which was the first elite cycling team in Belize that Oscar joined? And you win yourself $25. Given by Omar Cruz out of Canada.
I think then Kaya people supposed to know that.
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah, we won
They're
the prize.
supposed to know that.
That
So,
was easy.
yeah.
I don't know, sitting and I think I got it.
It's too bad you can't, sorry, Paul. I don't want to use it, man. That's supposed to be easy.
You know what happened? I telling people they have to study cycling history because this is where part of the questions they come. And I'm glad that you come
Yeah, I tried doing anything, you know, like I said, I know I make it too complicated because you can always make it too overpowering and then become boring like that. So yeah.
Ring the bell, ring the
Ring the
bell.
bell.
Like a milestone.
That correct.
So, yeah, Karen Belikin, understand. So
Yeah, that was a big team, remember? That
Yep,
time when
I remember for sure, yeah.
Belikin also tossed the Vasquez thing. Yeah, I was quite new to the whole elite scene, so.
What age is your figure?
What age?
Age you
at that point I was like 18, fresh 18.
Just done?
Yeah, I mean just on 18, yeah.
Okay.
Just come out because I'm like mid-year after junior cross country, and I just can't join for ride the big one. Yeah, balling up the door.
And I did, no, I don't answer the question, can't know that. So.
And final question of the night. How many medals has Oscar won at the Caribbean Championship throughout his cycling career so far? So how many medals has Oscar won
I'm not an easy one, pal.
at the Caribbean Championship throughout his cycling career so far?
No, but so
And you win yourself
you
$25.
remember when junior cross country then?
Yeah, I won.
Okay.
Yeah, I won. Yeah,
So,
2012.
Win this prize, make we move on, and remember all these prizes can
Ring the
become.
bell.
Ring the bell.
What?
All right.
RM4.
I'm not give it.
Wait, see that? You got the double power. I'm gonna see that. Yeah, because the partner connects.
We want to thank.
Turham, Solis, Ballaway, Roger Morrison, and Aaron Pope.
In
The winners.
the 4 medals, how they got?
So the first one I'm in at the junior level, where I'm a silver in the time trial, and then all the rest I'm elite, whether the silver at Cuba, and then the 2 bronze medals in a time trial and road race.
Yeah.
Recent. Yeah, DR.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the 4 that we're looking at.
Okay, so.
Right.
Thank you for the questions, Oscar. Nice
problem, man.
nice questions and nice prize. We want to thank
Yeah.
the people who continue every week for support. Like Ruben Martinez have an next $25 will move over to next week. Then the young man Mr. What name he has sent $200. He always win prize though. I forgot the name.
Francis?
Yeah, no, I get the name right now and then I mention it. But he send for me prize on the show.
Aaron won, no way win.
Aaron win $25, but we are like we're tax man.
We are taking tax.
We take out 50% for kids though.
You like $12.50.
$12.50 I get because kids don't forget when you're young, so we take out half.
Do not know the cash, remember?
So you get half. But guys, to pick up, Jamal Perez is the name of the young man. Jamal Perez.
Okay.
Say I sent $200 as prize. So week after week, we will have prizes. You know, we want to thank everybody who support. Like I said, Ruben, $25 will be carried over. But Oscar, let's get into the show. Palace, you have some questions for the man. I have questions around, but, you know, I allow you.
This is the one.
He said no. You sure? Yeah. So, Oscar, my first question.
Look, what are you doing?
Huh?
Well, I'll come back
Yeah, you're coming back right now?
Alright.
We know cycling is a tough sport, right?
Yeah.
What made you get interested in the sports of cycling, and then, you know, like, I know once you get in your dreams, what the first time you think about, man, maybe I could go ride a bike and do something?
So, my whole family, right? I mean, I always, Billy is a football people, right?
Mm-hmm.
My family, total football people.
Yeah, because your sister, they play and
All of them play football. Yeah,
Okay.
all of them play football. For my grandpa, uncle, everybody play football, right? That like whole football family. So I used to play football as well.
Okay.
But I remember I used to go to school. I'm about standard 6, so we used to go and play and everything. And I remember I made a try getting out the first division team after a while, and then I realized, I said, but shucks man, I got play, and then 10 of my teammates and jump. I think this, and I had to try to take it serious. No, I had to try to play my best game, and my next ball then play all shaky. I said, no man, me not like this thing. I said, I can't deal with this sport. This thing, it take me for fool now, because I had to try my best, and then my next 10 man overshine all of my seriousness, you know. So that's the first thing that turned me off. Then I said, you know what, I can try volleyball. No volleyball. Excuse me, I got a cold, right? So, excuse me, guys. So I said, I can try and leave volleyball now. Then I said, all right, fine, I can play that. Never too bad, because my old boy used to play very good, right? So I said, all right, then I find verts and everything with the day. So I take it serious. Then I go and do a 2D spike and spray me. Every time they spray my finger, I said, boy, this thing not work, and I can't take this thing. And then, this is all in high school, right? In high school, I said, they had this sports day, and the sports day come up, and they had a road race, so it happened from front of Sacred Heart there, on the double street in San Ignacio. They used to go all the way to the entrance of Benque Viejo and back. And I said, boy, what? I said, this cycling thing look fun, man. I always want to try it. I used to always ride beach cruise about the place, and I always race against my friend there, I think that happened. And I said, I used to always do good. I always got all the extra energy, and I said, not, this is the time for me to jump in there, man. And the thing is, I said, all right, here what? I got a mountain bike when my mom used to give me if you go ride at school, right? So that one straight downhill, so the morning I reach fresh. But the evening I have to take lick because I have to go way back up that hill now, double street. Same double street in inside now, so for the people that know. I used to go down family mountain bike. I used to always clock my time, okay? Like I say, how fast, as I make it out of the gate, how fast I can make it back home, right? At least I just only 15-minute ride, but the point is I'm straight uphill, I reach, and when I clock in, that's when I used to go by. Bam, bam, right? So I used to ride that every day. And then I say, why the race come up, and when I realized, I said, shucks, I said, maybe I could do good for this race, you know. And believe it or not, I keep them time, they had, Sacred Heart had all the top junior racers, like them time, Hernando Chayeta, and some of them guys, done pretty much advanced, Dijon, Spence, Asin Armstrong, these guys made the race a lot already. Done good guys already, right? So I said, I don't worry about any craziness, man. I just saw him go ride, so I jump in at the race, and then time my cousin Geoffrey Wade, he lent me the first aluminum bike, so that the first thing I touched was the light and everything. I said, boy, this thing pretty. So I said, alright, like I jump on this now. Then, believe it or not, when the race start, bang, everybody fly up the hill, right? And I keep up with them, but all the way until my house, and then finally get put out. Because my body don't used to go to that distance, and then no nothing about that again. So by the time I reached my house, that was it. I don't get put out already. So, I had the willpower to actually just continue. And I reached long, and I remember when I reached from the finishing line, you know, then I think I'm a total for the bike. So what happened was that when I turned my wheel, all the wheel burned me up in here. So I had to ride with that, but I still continue push right. And when I reached in, I said, why? But all of this pain, I reached all the way here. I don't ride with a Benke for the first time in my life. and I hear all the students and the cheer on and thing. I said, man, I really like this feeling. Like, I feel like I could actually do something by my own, right? Like, I don't need my next 10 junking teammates to make it look good, right? So I say, I mean, I know it's a team sport, but by the end of the day, I could still be more effective as an individual within cycling, right? So I say, I think I like this sport, man. So I got home and I tell my mother about the results, and then I start big name for a bike, but who the hell am paying when it 1,500 for a bicycle? No man, my mother want to slap me when I say for that bike. Like I tell him, make me try buy me a house, you know. I said nobody pay for a bicycle like that. So all of that make I start getting to the, you know, start gaining a love of cycling. Then, you know, that make I realize why I think I really love this sport. I really want to get into this thing serious. And I remember a couple months after, I just kind of like pass it off. And I used to still ride up and down, you know, my house there with the Lee mountain bike. And then one evening, my man come pick me up and I said, wow, I got something for you. I said, what happened? And first time again, they bring me home and I got my first new, the Lee check my one, no, check my one, I Lee check 1,000 there, right? Aluminum, first aluminum bike. And I'm like Christmas gift. I praise that bike, you know. We may get it from Shane Vasquez, I believe, then time because they throw us on the Vasquez then I'm the guys there, you know. I mean, and them they do the thing. So, I mean, I'm grateful for that bicycle, and I said, boy, no, but my man come and tell me, no waste my money or no. He's like, come on, bang me over here. I said, boy. So now I feel checked, right? Because I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, I don't know how far I go with this sport. I know I love it enough, but I don't know how far I go in. And I know when I look for me, I tell me, I better take this thing serious now. Because I don't spend no money for nothing. And I said, man, I'm fire.
But your man looks so. Your man.
That people say, but I'm not continue. Oh, left that, sorry. So, anyways, but she's serious, right? She's quite stern and strict. Right, so she tell me because things hard, right, and nobody go buy and pick no bicycle these days, especially if you don't know when they want, you know. Right now, they picked up 3 months and then they go drop it the next day. And also this thing go, right. So I mean, just like now things were hard back then, but they find and dig in and you don't know where they can get that money, and they get me the money and they bought me my first bike, and from there that when the big journey start, you know, I take on a bike, I get some woolly tights. And I gone up on road. I gone do me bench and back because I know that the race I want to do good fat. I don't know what that training me, I don't know what that cadence me, I don't know nothing about that entire. And I just used to go up and down the bench and back. Right? Bench and back, just do that. And then I remember they had a morning I get up like after about 2 weeks or so. And I watch out and I tell my man, oh man, I tell this sport on this thing hard. I tell I climb the same hill over and over again like when it get easy, you know, like I didn't even win a race yet, like when that even happened. And she said, well, like, you choose that. I never tell you choose that. He said, well, I don't have nothing but the bike again. I was kind of continue. I was like, Jesus Christ, anyways. So I gone out, I continue the same route, right, same thing. And believe it or not, then time they had Western Spirit used to host this King of the Hill. Where it used to be, I believe, laps from Sunning Master Hotel or Wrongness. And then he used to go to Benke and back or something like that. And then the elites used to do 3 laps or something like that. Yeah. And then time, so they had a lead novice race that time. And we only supposed to do 1 lap. But now this is my terrain because I train feet. So my man tell me, hey, you know why you not jump in at that? So I said, alright, well fine, like I jump in at this. Jump in at novice, and when I notice I come in 3rd, but most of the guys that will beat me, me guys were done the race against you know, like Dijon and then guys and stuff like that. And then I said, right, well, shucks, I get 3rd, not too bad. And right on the very end, when guys put me out, never by far. And I said, no man, I said, things that happen. They closer to win than they wait, you know. So I said, right, well, things that happen, no. So leave it after that, I think cross country may happen in the junior cross country. And that way I end up the lineup for that, and I end up to get 9 overall. You know, it's first official race. I never know nobody in a juniors, nothing. And that's how the whole thing started. Yeah, I don't know if I gone too long with the answer, but
no, that's fine.
Well, I mean, if you make a guy here and understanding as to how we come down to that.
We want to go from.
Yeah, man.
The thing is, when I first heard the name, and then guys gonna say, young boy, started to write name Oscar. He said, man is strong. And I saw you in a race that you rode with the juniors, and you blow them to smithereens. I mean, when you pass, then Ballet was about 3 minutes after. I think the race may finish up west. That which race that as a junior?
Oh, I think the one road champ.
Yes, the road champ.
I think that road championship. Yeah, we finished that. Yeah. Now that right there, yes.
And when you pass, I said, but that's not no junior rider. He ride like an elite rider. He ride like a professional. I said, this kid are going far. And I can remember one of your, when James Allen meet with a monk and say, someday you'll win this cross country. But I started to follow for then, and I realized that this is what we call natural talent. But I don't want to give up all the questions, so I want to give Palace a chance. So
I know I got Palace with
Yeah, I never follow your, your youth. I never follow you much in your youth. Like you had the name once and stuff, and that's how even actually I never follow you because actually from winning junior cross country. So I didn't even know that he won a junior cross country.
Yeah.
But when he came to elite and he began to shine, you could have seen me personally riding over 40 years. I normally could pinpoint one rider when I ride good. So when I saw him riding, I knew that he was special, because special riders, not only in Belize, in the world, special riders are not riders. You're not getting a special rider every year. Special rider, especially once you're special, like when Marlon Castillo came, you know who after Marlon.
Right.
Yeah.
Marlon swept that era, and thereafter somebody take long for coming after that. We started and we didn't get riders were dominant. The next rider came like that was Daniel Barrow, who won three cross country rider. He came fifth, third one. So those are the guys, and after that, after Daniel came, after Daniel he kind of went down, and after Oscar and Lovell came.
Yeah.
But special, both of them. You and Oscar in age are similar?
No.
Yeah,
Who came first?
Level.
Yeah, it's me first by a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah, by a couple months.
Those two was always a clash. I mean, Oscar Lovell was always a clash, and you all came right through the ranks, and you continue to clash in big races.
Right.
If Lovell now win, and as people say that I'm a bit biased when I tell you, Lovell and QUIROS for the last 3 years has been Belize's most dominant riders by far. Close. If your rest of riders and jump under, then they 2 day up here, and the rest polish up and things. So when I saw you in the elite field, I knew that you were going to come special, and here you are now signing your first pro contract. And I'm sure this will not be the last as well, because the talent that you have, your phenomenal ride you did in the Commonwealth Games. I mean, we were all impressed with that great ride, and in the Caribbean Championship, your silver and bronze medal was next to that put Belize on the map as well. Oscar, what people are asking, your contract will keep you away from Belize?
So looking into a little bit of the details, the good part is about it is that the contract is actually allowing me to at least stay in Belize or race in Belize for most of the major events. So that one lead up to at least around cross country. And as most I think we cycling fanatics know is that their cycling season actually kickstart right after cross country or right thereabouts, right? And then so you flow right into that for me in that case. So how we could see it is that I want to race for the first quarter of the season, and then from there, as the rosters and trading start develop and it get thicker, then I went over that side to participate in the races where the team called me up for.
What does the contract state in respect to role? No, I'm not getting the role. I get into you still ride for 501 until you migrate?
Yeah. So I believe the agreement is that once I the Belize, I could still wear my 501 shirt. Then I have no kind of restrictions. Again, I could use both, but it's up to me which one.
Hey, David, boy. This man be well losing a trade.
Relax, David. Yeah, so I believe I would be able to use the 501 jersey while I'm here. But once I exit from Belize, except if it's an international event like to represent Belize, then I should be wearing the Blazers jersey, Okay. So at least that's the agreement that we have at this moment in time.
Okay. Yeah, people are saying that if you're migrating earlier.
Yeah, I know we should be having a couple team camps or whatever, like I said. So if that really extraordinary practice, then yes, we would have to then attend, right? I mean, if it's necessary, then yes, I would go. But I mean, for the most part, I'll be stationed here until at least after cross country when then I'll leave. No?
Well, that's awesome news
So-
for the fans because Oscar, I'm going to know how the fans they see you, and because I have some friends abroad and they call me and they see you as this. They don't feel like you're a human, you know, like you're a
What?
machine. No, they believe that once Oscar line up, he could. When I talk to someone say, you know, I have my brother and he called me and he said, listen to me. He said, you saw Oscar ride in Commonwealth? Boy, I'm a real person. I'm a handle it when he. I tell you the whole I believe the watches man indeed. We saw the race and like, you know, people say, oh, I'm third world country, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the performance that you guys did in Commonwealth, and especially you, right? Because we watch it lap after lap, and I saw you at the peep, right? And I look for that jersey, I look for that Belize jersey, right? And when I saw it, I said, yes, say Oscar there, right? But a lot of fans, that the same way. So once they see you line up, they feel like, yeah, like I did not safe zone because when we got a Caribbean Championship, when Justin got flat, you stayed back. But if you may stay in, I think my belief, I may figure out my medal, right?
Yeah.
But you know, you when act as a teammate and you wait back for Justin. But I think Justin ended up telling you that next time I think that so you stay up front because them Balagan definitely digging because when he got flat, them Balagan a while.
Yeah.
But you know the fans, you know, say, man, they feel like they're prayer now, right? But whenever I travel with you to any international race, you know, I always have the hope that we are get prize. We are get prize. And that's how people see you because
Thanks, man.
of your dedication, your hard work. I mean, like we said, that your whole family, your better half, your mom, your dad, all your supporters, they give their all. And that way make you even a better person. And people really, really, you know, you are icon. Like
Thanks,
I'll
man.
say, you are an icon. So,
Thanks, man.
and when the news came out that you actually sign a pro career, you motivated much young kids, you motivated much young guys want to ride now, kids want to ride now because they realize that they too can have a chance. So you are an inspiration. I have so many words to say, but definitely
Thanks,
it's something big. But what I want to explain to him, what kind of races will you be riding? It's lone crit when you go with the Blazers?
Yeah, so I think for the fans, yes, I believe that we'll have a mixture because I know that they also want to go and do a couple of tours like in DR. Just I forgot the name of it, man. No, it's I think they have another name. They actually have a big tour. I can't remember what is the name.
Yeah,
but anyways, but it's like a 9. Independencia or something like that. That tour. So I know they have like a couple of those scheduled in as well as in the US. So it's a combination of both. Well, I believe mostly criterium races, and then we'll have a mixture of tours as well, both in the US and international. At least as we look at it for the moment, right? So, like I said, it all depends on the roster and who is available, and you know how much the event or how much members you could take from the team at the event, right? Because some events only hold 6, some do 8, so you know you could bring almost all the entire team, or maybe you have to cut off 2 people. But it all depends what kind of terrain and stuff like that, you know. I mean, by the end of the day, you only want to make the team bring the best, right? I mean, at least for the race at hand. So that's the idea. So for the fans, I hope that clarified that part there, you know. And of course, well, the crit scene, that part there won't be something kind of new, but I've been talking to a couple of the guys that we do road racing. I think the same guy, what's his name again, man? Well, I just know him on my Instagram, J Star. Yeah, so he's part of the team as well, but he's been doing really, really good in the road races. He's a good climber and everything like that. And he said he comes from a road race background. However, the transition over to a criterium scene is not as difficult in terms of the output and stuff, right? Like you could use that same training and everything like that to then structure it into a little bit of criterium. Obviously, the skills and techniques around cornering and stuff that will make the difference, right? So you have to get used to it. But at least if you come with that, the road-based background is not a bad thing. That's how the man said.
Well, Oski,
so, but you got skills.
Remember you won.
Try.
You won one of the in the
Inteligencia.
cup. You won it, so it's not like totally new to you.
Right.
So for you going for the first time and one, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, last year, I mean, we went to Inteligencia. Well, I went for the first time, thanks to Mr. Glenn, you know, and Justin, they brought us over, a couple of guys, and they said, well, let's try this out for the first time. You know, it was kind of like a breakthrough, because we don't often go to the US to do these big events like this, right? Especially Criterium. I mean, everything was new to me. I remember the first day when I started riding one of the first laps. And I like first time I hit a corner so hard, I don't know if that was anxiety or I'm nervous, but I mean, just feel like it's kind of like hardest thing to take. I don't know if I'm in the back home on regular soil, you know, no pressure. I mean, I do this thing good, man, but just because of the whole thing that, you know, that Criterium, like I get jumpy, you know, and everything just gone, like, here, wire up on the first stage, you know, I handle drop and I couldn't continue, and so I come out at the first stage, and, you know, little did I know that 8 years down the road, I mean, I get second overall and win a stage, so I never expect that part, but I guess, you know what, by the end of the day, that just how much you want it, right? The whole, I mean, obstacles, life always have that in life, right? Yeah, always bring obstacles, but the how much you want to overcome them, the how much you want, you know, reach your goal, to me, that will really dictate how quick you want to get there and if you want to get there. That's a true warrior, you know. That's somebody who really want to get there. By the end of the day, you know, they do it for everybody, they do it for you, right? So I always say, try be focus on bettering yourself. Don't worry about the next man, how good he get. Don't worry about him, you know. Worry about you. You only could break your records, you know. If you can't break your own records, worse you can't beat the body side of you. It's just simple, that's simple maths. You know, cycling easy to that point, right? That you only could just have to focus on you, man, and stay focused. I mean, that one harder thing. Harder thing that when you said and do it.
They have to have one better half, like your better half, right?
Oh, of course. That's true. That's true.
But you know why, right? Yeah. Me and she share the same birthday.
Oh yeah. Of course.
So we are nice people, right?
Yes, man. But you know, I you know, again, I just want to go back to a couple of the comments. I know you made it talk before that. You know, signing this contract. Ideally, the whole thing. I mean, don't know that big thing, and accepting it is still become a reality. Honestly, you know, every time I get an email or a text on him, I get you know, a real picture, you know, like what would happen, you know, or something like that. So, you know, it just becomes so everything just start materialize slowly. And it just happened right beforehand that it kind of hard to accept. But, you know, by the end of the day, I felt by heart that, you know, it'd be good for make I do this not only for me, but because of the kids then when I come up, right? You know, we have a lot of U23 guys as well as young kids where I believe, like you say, look up to me. I don't get to meet them every time in a person, but you know, from the fact that I could be doing these kind of stuff, I feel like this one showed them, hey boy, you know, shit, if this guy, sorry for the word, but if this guy to do it, why can't I, right? So this one gives them some kind of fuel or motivation that, you know, I got some goal to work towards, you know. Even though we know that one spot not always guaranteed anywhere, the point is you still want to believe that way, you know, because if you never made a seat that way, you want to see
if it has been done, then it's a process where, and as I like that we came from the bottom of your career, and so the young men listening to us could have heard that Oscar and us, because we look for a finished product.
Yeah.
But we came from Oscar from a 14. Don't you have he jump out of our race when he try to make a thing. So he came through.
Yeah.
So Oscar, we're gonna have questions.
Fun questions.
Okay.
Oscar. So your first question is, how does Oscar feel that there is another cyclist in Colombia with the exact same name?
Yeah, the guy is called QUIROS Colombian.
Question for your pa.
Okay. I would say I feel good because I could count him as family too, yeah. So he not shabby, so
if you want a young guy, you still leave where to go.
Man, go on, man.
Wait, but ask your question. Your dad Megana Colombia?
Left that so. Left that so.
No question
The second question was, how does Oscar feel being, I think the question is on the screen too, right? Feel about being on the same team with Hassan Hennis, and what are I guess your expectations.
My name is Mr. Rick. Thanks for the question. You know, me and Hassan, even before the man we win cross country, we may already talk with them. We met in the Caribbean Championships, I believe, when in Cuba. So that was the first time I met him, and he was always a very chill guy. You know, he always seemed to I don't know if a personality or whatever, but he always seemed to like we attract each other, especially from the Belize people. Like we always tend to talk to him more.
Great guys.
Yeah,
That's great guys.
Yeah, so.
Remember when you made it at the games that in the combine? Dominican Republic.
They are.
And I got California number. If I tell you, if the spirit don't take me like that, if the spirit take me like that, I'm not really. I'm a level, no. Good guys. Take each other, no.
Yeah, man, but yeah. I mean, I knew this guy from a long time, and to finally, actually connect with this guy to the point that we actually ride together. I mean, it's a huge thing, and I was already speaking to him about the whole team and how he feels being a part of a pro team and stuff like that. And he was saying he loves it and this and this and that, and now to actually go there and share some of this is awesome. And of course, my expectations obviously would be to become the best me, right? So that means to, of course, do the best I can and contribute the best I can towards my team in terms of whichever goals we have set forth, right? I just want to do good. I want to put Belize on the map, obviously. Create a good first impression, you say, right? So, I mean, I know I'm here forever. Somebody want to come up, or some others want to come up, and I hope that, they got better for them. Because I always say, it means good when one generation behind, they get better than the one before. That's how it's supposed to be, right? If it's not like that, then something totally wrong. So that's just what I feel, right? It's the bigger picture, guys. It's the bigger picture.
All right. You have a question from Mr. Ruben Martinez. Say,
Iman is sponsor?
Iman is. Same man in the prize.
Okay.
say, Oscar, which young cyclist you see now that could possibly accomplish what you did? So which young cyclist you see yourself in right now?
That's a good question because I see a lot of young guys that come up. I feel like, again, maybe again I don't live in a financial because every cyclist have to walk their own path, right? So I want to get that clear. Everybody have their own path for walk, but by the end of the day you could still reach the same finish line. It's just for you to stay on track, So I'm bye.
Japan in the watch.
Nice. So it's a bit of a tough question to answer because there's so many and I don't want to just identify just a few, but I mean,
bias, no?
I think, I don't want to be biased, but honestly, I see a lot of talent coming up. I feel like it's just, guys, I just want to make them remember this, that you have to walk your own path, you have to, and again, becoming mature in the sport not just means physically. To me, you have to grow with attitude too. You have to respect one another, right? You have to carry out yourself as a mature individual, and of course, I get this overnight. You have to come with time. But if you start practice it, the quicker you come, right? So I always tell young guys this, like, hey man, like, why all the argument, or why man want to beat up each other and this and that? This is not how professionals, or at least if you believe you're a professional, you're not supposed to conduct yourself. So even if we not call ourselves professionals, I believe you could still reach one level where you practice that. We not have to just because they call you ghetto, that no means you are ghetto. I always say that. You know what I'm saying? We better than that. Belize have a lot of talent. We have a lot of skills. Make we try be the difference makers. That's what I want. And I see a lot of guys, like driving, for instance, can he? I know anywhere. So this man, I talk to her. I know he have you gotta see attitude about her, but I know that's something where the man could fix. Okay. And talent-wise, he got that. So I just need to tell him that keep it together. That's all.
Disrespect man and sprint, Oscar. You take off the shade of my shirt, not wipe it and sprint.
Yeah, that's next level.
We have a question for Omar Cruz.
Yeah.
It's a question for Oscar. How do you see yourself fitting into this team as a local rider going to a pro team in United States?
Well, Mr. Chris, good night. I think this is a huge stepping stone, to be honest. Not just for the team, but not just for me, for Belize. And I feel like going up there, showcasing the talent that we have, like I mentioned previously, I think that it's just going to it's going to create this fuel in me that I want to perform as best as I can and show that Lee Belize could do as much as what these bigger countries could do with the right opportunities, right? Or at least the right facilities or whatever, resources, I should say. I feel like because of that, that will help me to advance even further, right? And getting that constant exposure, that's supposed to be the plus, or we want to make that, that will help me boost my racing, my whole racing performance a little bit better. I feel then. I don't know if that answered the question, but that's as far as what I think.
I believe this is the last one. Some of them may ask what's the name of the team, one of them may give them the answer. It's the Miami Blazers, right?
Yes, sir.
And so okay, the two. Will Oscar ride with 501 for cross country? And then I have that from Mr. David Gordon. And then we have Bernard Sanchez asks, Oscar, since you reached the pro level, have you ever think about establish yourself as a pro to have your own team like the Williams brothers?
Well,
they got your fire.
Yeah. I like the questions they had. So they're more on the more sophisticated. Well, the first one, I guess I should refer back to it regarding the cross country. Yeah. I don't know if I should answer that yet, because I think with time we can then figure that out. But at least for now, I'd like to say yes. But we'll see how things change.
You know what, Dr. Wika, if you're not in Jersey,
that's not
Belize.
So yeah, I mean it becomes a little bit technical on that side, so I wouldn't really want to. I can't really answer that then, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not something I can answer, at least at this point in time.
Yep.
So we'll wait.
People big deal.
I tell you what I want. Answer, bro.
You're in for Belize.
Oh, this guy on the team, Clever Martinez.
I believe No, I don't think he's on the team again.
Okay.
Yeah, because we recruited a good amount of guys.
Okay.
Actually, so.
Passos.
Yeah.
I see James Passos long time.
Yeah.
Passos like pulling me to like to be big box.
You had a second question regarding the team, yes. So ideally, that was my vision even previously to this. And not to be biased or anything like that, or to toot my horn, but the thing is, when I was already doing good, right? And when I got support I had individual support. Our sponsors came to me and they were like, okay, well, where I I want to stand after I jump in COVID, I mean, come out of COVID and everybody they're like scrambling and never sure what they had to do. So I said, you know what? Maybe I could use my name and try figure out how I could grab a couple sponsors and build a team, if try and see how we could continue compete in Belize. And so said, so done. I reached out to Mr. Anthony Mala from BTB, my workplace right now, Caribbean Tire. And they started something that I never think may ever happen. And, they asked me how much did I budget. I gave them some numbers. I started, talking to these individuals. I met with them. And I said, okay, what if we do this, make a comment on team name. We have so much members, this and that. And slowly but surely, every day we see progress. And by the end of the day, I end up down to one whole 7-man team. For New Year's Classic with the name 5-1 Valvoline. And I said, shucks, well, I never may expect that a couple months ago. And it was so fast that it just literally in a couple months it happened like that. And I would have like say, well, based on the vision, I feel like if I didn't make that move, we never may and And again, I would have like said that this not just influence the guys in directly within my team, but I think that influence all abilities, because without a 501, G-Flow and all the other teams are going to team to compete against. I mean, we need competitors to make you grow. You can't just have one team I expect to grow easy like that, So you need your competitors. Everybody have some kind of effect on each other. And that's the reason why I say, by the end of the day, I do my part to create this team. I do my part to grow my team, right? To try influence the young guys in my team, and try give them as much as I could. Again, we don't have $1 million. We can't produce bikes and all that yet. We're not there at that point yet. But I did my best in terms of giving them a little extra and just jerseys and stuff like that. We gave at least supplements, and we tried to practice a different amount of things, try to make a difference in Belize. And so I feel like everybody, I always say, if you're not trying change with the game, you stay behind.
Yeah.
And I said G-Flow, Mr. Glenn, these guys are starting putting in finance for their different things, and little but now that I know it, Belize they're in a good situation whereby we produce cycling pickup way back again. And of course, not to mention Mr. Donis, we came up with all these coverage of the these races, and then the show started, and shucks, leave it, everything started. And I don't know if I had any influence by it, but I feel like I did my part in terms of creating something towards cycling, and I know, again, I don't want to toot my horn, but I feel like that's my part, and I feel happy about that.
But it is, I remember when I spoke to you, right, and I said, man, your COVID kind of chance, because 2 years where you had the cross country as a dream. 2 years, you feel like forever. I feel like
2019, I'm the best for him.
Yes, you were looking right now. But the thing is, Oscar, the excitement that you produce out there, you see how much fans jump on the live when the race is there, and they know that if you have your team there, G-Flow have their team, Watchok have their team, they know that Yami fireworks, and that's why people look forward for the excitement, you go down good fighting and you watch action, and when the action happen, and when the team start a war, that way make the sport. And Mr. Guns, they have race. Every Thursday a short race, but I say the average of the races, the speed actually go up. I find that races ride much faster than, technology changed everything,
right.
But because when I'm alive and the riders know that the fans they watch or the family members they watch, they are put out their all.
You do play a role also because
you play a role.
People look over for you too. So the race is a different race when you are not riding. You can hear the riders as well too. Sometimes they win the race, and sometimes that they don't ride, and so then they win driving. So I don't know, driving you win, but that they not driving for boxers. So, but you definitely play, your presence has definitely played a role in cycling in Belize, because people are looking forward to seeing you. You and Love had some nice clashes through the year, and so people your presence definitely is felt when you're out there riding races in Belize, and so the fans look forward to seeing you as well.
And I hope I could continue to kind of I'll put myself as a reference point then, right? Yeah. I guess that's where they hold me, right? So I'll try to do my best in terms of continue to improve, and then then it gives the younger guys a good. Because I always say, when you're the train against somebody way better, you always tend to grow quicker than the person when you actually try to grow yourself. So everybody know that, right? So I'm gonna try to do my end, and when I get all these experience and exposure and things, I don't know somebody were afraid to let out information. So when I get to ride with these younger guys and they ask me questions, or even ask me questions, sometimes you just talk on the conversation, come whereby I share a couple tips and tricks or something where something where could change their mentality as to how they think or something like that. I feel like that's how I pretty much operate, right?
Listen, Jai.
I want to ask you a question. Now that you have signed a pro contract, is the whole Saturday cross country to win that is still a big part of your dream?
As a Belizean cyclist, I say how I could not focus on that race. Honestly, I've done well outside, and when you look at it, right, these regional events supposed to be bigger than cross country, technically, right? Right? It should be bigger than cross country, but then I still don't feel like I accomplished anything. I don't win cross country yet, or need top 3, so I'm I don't know what to do. So if you find it, I'm a funny feeling.
That's the only race that evaded Marlon Castillo as well.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
He won all the races and started winning 2 or 3 times, and then cross country. He got 2 4th place.
Yeah.
And so cross country is always a race that you want to win. Any rider that is bred to be the best.
Yep.
Can't want to win cross country.
Yep. At least you have to have it in your books, right? Because I feel like honestly at this point in time
Belizean fans like this too, no? Hey, Oscar win 200 years. Hey, we know
cross country. Yeah, I could hear that. They have
well, we had a big argument in the shop because somebody come and say, well, Oscar no win win so much. I said, listen to me. Belize race no, that's similar for the fans, Belizean fans. You might think so. I said, but internationally, I said, check the stats. I said, check international race what he have done. That they were recognized worldwide. We cross country just for the country, but the fans and boy, the fans they want to say
everybody always ask me to. They say, boy, you know, when I went cross country, man, I like I just signed my you know. So, but I mean, honestly, like I think if that one race where I want to target, Yada Belize would be that. I mean, I know they say anything at this point where I really, really want to target except that. I mean, I talk in general right now, right? Because if I not target that, I mean, I feel like I could do good for all the rest. But I mean, I've won a couple of the rest already, and I say, okay, well, cross country, that's the way I want. So the dream still continues. I still know that, you know, if you get up every time and think about it, that's my thing. Though.
So quickly, you won Quim Classic,
I won that.
You won Digitour
3 times.
You won Belmapang Classic, you won Mongto Classic.
Yeah.
So you get to it, so
correct.
cross country. How to be your next thing you want?
Yep. So that apart from road champion, that'll be plan B. It would still be my target. Honestly, this year I think I want to target it, and I don't mind saying because that's just it. You know, that'll be my main goal because in my career, I've noticed that when I do get in a shape for New Year's, I don't recover enough for cross country and I end up tired. And cross country is a big race. Now, big race where you have to be rested.
When say shoot, when Daniel to people that's meaning nothing.
That's it.
He's a bride. He's a bride.
No, but I mean, I plan on focusing on that as well as after that, where I'll be outside, right? So, I mean, I want when to watch, you know, them big crits they happen out there and big tour they happen out there. And I mean, for the first year, I don't know what will happen, but you know, I want it there and I want to try to do my best for put in my work for my team, and I hope you guys get to at least hear my name and see me out there on the big stage, you know. That's my goal, and you know, open your eyes, everybody. Open your eyes, everybody, man. That's my thing. So.
You know when a bull to buy?
Yeah, of course.
Well, a bull want to give away in the
Ultra
race.
The 25th of February.
Half a day and shape for them.
That
February.
February 26th. Yes. Bull and give away.
How nobody never tell me this?
Last night we had a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Cotton tree, Saturday back to Belize.
Sounds about
a
that.
big sign up there and say catch the bull.
Catch the bull.
But I think the price and give more at the top right part.
Yeah, originally the bull give that the house, but we really get into the climb.
Yeah.
We have moved to the top.
Okay.
So take a long stretch.
Nice.
26th of February.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But I'm right.
Oh, you remember like that?
Nah, good time, man. Good time. What? Yeah, I don't need some solid shit by them.
Oh, I want to ask you anything, but I don't want Palace here. Can help me on the challenge. Please with me.
I was okay. I was very good. I was going to cross.
I didn't have all this challenge, but
yes,
I said, boy, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, well, it all started out after they had the baby chav race, and I decided, I don't be like the Belize boy. Although I have a Belize, I don't be like the Belize boy. I want to ride hills. I going to face the music when I say right. Yeah. So when I say I'm going to ride a course.
I would have fooled me, man. Okay, but that's what I started for. Hey, the Colombian Masters team wanted me to stay now. After I said the sprint, then I come out and say this Negrito.
More fast, right?
But they say he hold my wheel and went out. He said more rapido. So I'll catch up pro team and I'm going to Colombian next year again.
Yeah, Oscar, so when I talk about I want that Palace, look at me and laugh, he say, monkey fast want to catch you.
Oh, shucks, yeah, monkey.
So while the man they gonna Mexico gonna ride on weekend, I shut up the side and do the lead ride to them. And when I reach them, I say a monkey pa, I pull out and whip and I say I want to whip it to them, Mr. Monkey fast. So we decided. I just decided to have a challenge.
The race them are doing opposite now.
Yeah,
opposite side.
Opposite easier, Oscar.
Depends,
I
feel like
a long time to me.
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah.
But and it turned out from a challenge to a fundraiser, and so all the money that we collect will go, like Palace mentioned at the start of the show, that you spend right down the, you see, I take one thing and dice it right down the center, and half of the proceeds goes to Eddie Osha and family, and then half go to Kadim Banks and family.
Okay.
And I think a great gesture, I think that Mr. Ruben Martinez said, if I do it within 2 hours, Palace do it in 1:32.
But
I get to it.
So Palace said he had me 2 hours, so Ruben said if I finish it in within the 2 hours, 2 minutes time, he will give me additional $200 to put towards the cars, right? So I will try my best, the Banks and the Osha family, for try to finish it. But at one night, if you pray more, because lately I got too much work. When you come here, Lisa come throw me off. I need that in the family, and I say, I want to Palace to pray more, but I can't train. I can't train.
You are going to next week?
Next week. No, Saturday.
Saturday? Because Sunday have a race now.
Sunday they have a race.
What kind of race?
Yeah.
No, they can race this weekend. They want
This Sunday.
But next week Sunday, they want Kevin Williams, the brother of Lily.
Okay, good.
Yeah, have that so I never want. Remember, you tell me better do it this Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's Saturday, but 100% come out. So
Okay.
I just want one slightly hand, right?
Well,
and motivation.
Like I always say them, but right, like I will give them an hand, right? And then so I tell them, alright, fine. So wait, just tell me where I want to go hard. Because then we have to figure out when we catch up time now, right? Because you can't lose time. So they tell me, alright, well, make you go hard downhill then. Alright, straight then, fine. And so go up slow, and then we go up the hill, and then when we start go down, right, already, bam, 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 and I literally start sprint a lot. You can't go down slow, right? You see them pros and go down here, like, bam, 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 then why not they stop? So ideally, that you have to learn to start doing this.
Yes, man.
Yeah, I just want to clock the time and be like, well, so I don't have to pick up and leave more space.
Yes, man,
You bring me out of a beat this time, so I'll beat it.
That when he boss, he hold on for a while. Like when I used to ride, so we start from Cayo, I was going to take a right into Pioneer Road, and the top man there, like, you better do. I was start on tempo there. Who couldn't? They don't know they can't follow the other way. They jump on me, one man at me because of gun. When I company or so shred there, and then pass they can't hold me. That's I can say. Yeah, hold you, they can hold you no more after doing the boss for it.
But me and my son don't be friends.
You know what? Okay, I don't prepare something already, right? So see? You want to get scratch?
What?
You want to get, hold on. So I don't do any. You want to get
wait, don't the bribe.
You want to get
bribe.
You get.
This is a public notice.
Yeah, you get gel. You get hydrate. You understand?
All right.
Yeah. You understand?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's a bribe
Pass it, no?
This is nice hydration.
Yeah, I know. I don't sense before.
That's good.
Yeah, good.
Barney get one and Barney say, why? Not Barney mix it like Kool-Aid.
Because Barney big Kool-Aid, man.
I have a Liam.
Yeah. How you call it again, man?
Use it.
Yeah, use it. Yeah,
but this is only gift for as a Wilton's family, right?
Sure. Seriously?
Yep.
Wow.
It's yours.
Thanks, man.
We want to get much more. Yes, man. Anytime,
man.
Big Mike, yeah, this is good. When Big Mike deal with me, New Year's. You might New Year's, okay? New Year's. Big Mike, how to be a bright boy?
Yeah, you say alright, yeah.
New Year's.
Please don't make myself doing a shirt to sell. Why?
I get that question. You got the crowd from home trainer soccer warm up a good hour before even start out.
Okay, that's if I'm be like the street.
Yeah, I got my I got my GoPro 8.
Alright.
We go live.
Alright.
Everything.
What? On the bike, no?
You can't go to people yard now. If you come to my boy here, I'll check out people yard for bigger speed.
Oh, structure.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You want to say, hey? The backhand?
Yeah.
You just more than the cement one. Because this just come down there now. They tell people get yard. Man can't take it, man get people yard and pick up speed. When a people yard and get leave or no.
It gets speed though.
So like when I go Monkey Falls and it's slow, they go slow or whatever, you just you just motivate me, No, you call it Tiger. You go say.
Tiger the call.
Imagine you sign a poor contract, Mr. Donis. Something of the sort, right? For motivate me, but just to hear from the voice.
Just give up the poor. You poor everything. You have a tiger go eat you, why eat me? For
I see me, but he support the riding.
Yeah,
Bobby.
Yeah, man. Yes, man. That's good though, Mr. Donis. I mean, I think that's a good challenge for keep your, keep your mind and everything motivated. I think.
I'm going for the Friday.
Oh, serious?
Saturday morning.
Yeah, kitchen in. He has to put a bed. Don't know. The first error.
Oh, Palas.
You used to
I need for Oscar.
Yeah.
At least if we get on a lead motorcycle, at least one a traffic thing there. See if you guys could help me with that.
Okay.
That's what
I could probably ask the guys there. I know he.
I'm talking about the ambulance.
No, ambulance.
People, we say near to that Jerima?
Miss Jennifer?
That Jerima?
Jennifer.
Miss Jennifer, check out the first aid kit for me, though. I know when you can't go my drop by the side, you peel up on the dressing for me, though.
Well, tell us something. Just to have Oscar by my side, knowing as a boy, don't pro the coach me, and that be a big motivation for me, right? And I say, hold on, Mr. Donis, hold this.
Yes, man.
My back can clean, that's nothing for me. That's not what about lean.
We are servicing our one, man. Right?
Oscar, quickly, how the training you go away for Quim Classic?
So, again, because the thing is, I don't want really target Quim, right? So, what I like though, I get in I get to a certain fitness, right? But then Balian tell me that you're 20% fitness, I still like my 100, according to them, right? That's what they say.
Yeah, sometimes.
Anyways, but so I reached the race fit enough. I'm pretty sure that I come down with a leaf flu, well, just recently. I think that they go wrong, but nothing where they hamper it much. So right now, I just pretty much putting in some base miles, trying to get the fitness up.
Your team only health and skill that rumors have it that the two jobs left?
Yes, they did leave. Yeah, they did leave. So it's a bit unfortunate. Yeah.
This man, you see a box, big job this man in town. A box you one time.
They said they had their own aspirations. So.
Yeah, I got the accident and go and bring it out.
Bye.
Behave yourself, Mauricio.
So you have Brandon Hafer. Brandon Brandon still hurt.
Yeah, wait.
Brandon.
Yeah, he said he get the accident.
The Finnish champion, not that ready to.
Yeah, and then
so
we got
you, Brandon.
Like me, Brandon, Joshua, Pat, and Myron. So I know this year we know they hit it as what I expect,
Yeah.
But I still know how to put it out of the.
I don't even leech up the race.
So. He might come. Yeah, he might come. So, I mean, I don't count myself out of it, right? But honestly, like I just go right back to where I'm at in previous times whereby I used to sort of, kind of, the team used to really just support me and I used to have to try to figure out what the heck I'm going to do for this race. Yeah. So, I come back to the same thing again. I just have to, be smart about it and see what I could do then.
I always take this up for learning to Oscar, and I'm glad you brought it up that it's very hard. The pros have told you can't stay fit January to cross country.
Nah.
It's hard. So you should be yourself target. I also win for prepare. Where we so one win. Charlie Lewis was sanitary. Charlie Lewis win no Quim Classic.
Yeah.
Well, my country. But Charlie Lewis set himself for cross country. He was a cross country rider. So he's not in the best shape January. He's take from February, March cross country.
And I had a real long season, right? And so I just recently stopped. So I feel like for me, everybody might be different. But for me, I really need like a solid 2 weeks, just like a real wash out, just like forget the body, kind of really revive back. I think for any athlete that have to happen. Even the pros then do that, then go back to their family and just have like a very good 2 weeks, good time off the bike.
Just
for the brain and everything.
And I think you should know when he or she is getting tired.
Yeah.
The body is back. When you get that fresh for 3 weeks, you feel good again.
Yep.
And start back again.
Yeah,
that's hard for you. You see that farm.
Wrong.
No,
that's ridiculous, and that reason I'm done to feel that way already. And so I make that decision that I had to take a break. So again, at the start of Crim, if cannot sure shot at myself, obviously I had to start my training a little later because of the whole US crit. And you know, my long season will happen next year, right? It'll be a big 2023 for me.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I want to make the fans understand that, hey, I know they show up the all of the race, but it's because, you know, just wait, man, just wait. Man.
You remember me tell how the fans think the fans are a machine? Because that's how people say.
Well, when I was trying to quite to me, I lap everybody. You look like a machine, though.
Yeah. and the thing is, I like when I explain to the fans there, especially people who are past cyclists or know what to ride. I just want some of the people who love the sport, just jump on a bike and just try ride 1 mile.
I'm walking a monkey path.
Ride 1 mile at about 50 miles an hour. You guys are doing 30 plus miles an hour for hours and miles.
Yeah.
So we want to understand how difficult the sport is, and so how for keeping a shape, time consuming, I mean expensive, everything. So I always believe that give all cyclists and kudos for continue to go out there and provide entertainment in a living room, and for give, you know, applaud for, I mean, it's crazy for the riding speed, okay? I mean, I depend on motorcycle all the time, so it's easier. The driver just squeeze the trigger, Mr. Banks just squeeze the trigger, right? And the cycle and take off. But for your legs, you have to have good lungs, good heart. You have to be healthy. Most of the time, you have to nutrition and everything. So. And
I think this would have been a good time because I think I miss the whole part that, you know, how difficult this journey was, right? Yes, apart from I never start off with the best bike and everything like that. I feel like I've been riding for what? I think I go for my 16th year. So I'm a young veteran, I don't know if you want to put it like that, right? But I do have experience, right? And over the years, man, I tell you that they had some times where I used to go out very early because, again, school used to always happen. I talked to a lot of guys and they say, oh, boy, I missed up because of school and this and that. I'm like, so what I made do it because I gone through school. I graduate, like, you know, I gone all the way up to my bachelor's. I have something for fall back on because by principle, Yarabili is cycling not pay.
No.
And anywhere where you go, you still hard, right? Even the pros on tell you it's still hard. It's always good to have something where you can fall back on because cycling is not forever. So I always try to, you know, recommend to these young guys that, hey, you guys have to have some kind of background, stay in a school, try to get, you know, some kind of trade or something, right? Because the thing is, I'm there at school and I found it very hard to make me gone through, you know, like stay up late at night and so. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I used to go sleep put my alarm, make sure I go ride, because when I set my mind, it have to happen, you know. So it working in this favor because I get up at 6:30, bam, go put in at least one hour training or something like that. I used to go plenty of mornings before, like even right now, you know, before I start, when I go to work, I had to get up 4 o'clock, 4:30, to go put in a quickly hour, and then I have to hurry, get ready, and go to work. I mean, I know a lot of people do this, but by the end of the day, I think that discipline. I go there some days, not even the street dog, they walk out. He watch for me, I can't crazy. Another lie, I remember one day I gone out, right, but I tired, and I'm like on Friday, so that end of the week already, I done put in my long ride, everything, and I had to ride and think dark. I said, boy, motherfucker, where the sun, where the moon? I said, motherfucker, boy, what time? 4:15. I said, mothers. Then when I started realizing, I tell myself, no man, they had many days where I go out there and I feel like cry because I say, why they do this for? You know, like, people sleep. I really need to do this. And the thing is, I'm not like I win cross country neither. You know, I say, all of them things start playing on my mind, you know, and I share this with people because I just show them that I'm human, right? And that's the things where you face on an everyday basis that you start questioning yourself, but I don't win nothing, you know, I feel shitting and this and that, but it take me 16 years to make I get somewhere. But by the end of the day, it still happen, you know. And now I could look back on it and say, boy, you know, if I never do anyone and then if I never gone through what I gone through, I don't think I'll come down to this point. You know, all of this teach me to be the person. Yeah. This teach me to accept the person who I am and be humble about it because just like anybody else, I just happen to ride a bike fast too. And I just discipline, that's all. That's all I do. Just have a little dedication on myself.
You are lovable to me. So. of late, the cycling, after I've been around so long, you two are two, I believe, most humblest riders.
Yep.
And I don't think I seen them did cuss up nobody.
No. I don't
I was cuss up, okay? Yeah,
it's a funny enough play.
I love them, QUIROS. They're very, I like I guess they were, I can't say, people say, I didn't say, but they were brought up in good homes. Let's go now, be brought up in good homes, though.
Yep. And you know, I have to just thank my parents them, and I mean they stuck it through from the very start when I was nobody practically.
Yeah.
You know, and they saw the best in me, they supported me, and to this date, my old boy especially, you know. They have many days he go motor pace and boy this body carry me, I tell her 24 miles per hour and here carry me 28 and forget him motor pace me. No, how I supposed to tell him I can't breathe? So where I could all little ball because I don't know how loud voice. So by the time ball out of him, I mean, like big argument, they happen anytime people watch me like, boy, what are you going on to, you know? So I tell you, there's many occasions where we find ourselves in that situation, but by the end of the day, we could still hug up and we get some kind of success, even if the 2018 are a big race, it no matter. Point being, we finish and the work, we do the work, you know what I'm saying? So we have, I want to tell the young guys these days that we don't have to accept what they happen, we don't have to overcome all the obstacles. They not say one lead thing, oh, just because that one they get bike and I know they get bike, I want to stop now. No man, that's not so this thing work, you know. I just want to encourage you if you continue, be consistent on the bike, and of course, if you don't do any kind of, well then again, I don't know nobody if you make you not do this right.
Bad habits.
If you don't got bad habits, please don't cut that out because when you reach that when you reach on the big stage, the man will do it and trust me here, I got this over you. And that you want to feel it. You want to feel it. So, you know, I could stay all night and talk, but by the end of the day, I just want to share as much information as I can. I always out there, if you see me on the road, I talk to everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? So I always say hi, I'm a very friendly person. Sometimes I focus so I don't hear nobody. Right? But I mean, I didn't have the zone, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, you know, encourage all the young guys. I know I talk to Aaron Pope, they know Liam. You know, they chat to them. And
okay.
So, all the young guys, I think I found top flight.
No
so
wonder.
they told me, you know, they chat there, and I said, boy, what's all the young guys? I said, man, I don't know, how I come here this, you know?
No wonder young Pope, every day they up and down past the bike shop, the balls of speed. I hear something about QUIROS, but I'm not conscious of that. But I think I say a Byron, but okay, no, I understand.
Byron get vexed because I give the man a 501 I give the man a 501 battle. The man say, boy, so you know, I don't like this. I said, boy, what you want to do? I said, all the guys are wrong, and I said, make I get them a lead battle, you know, because I know they watch money for my end here, they watch money, you know, get the guys in a lead battle and thing. I mean, I wish I could have give more, but you know, financially, I don't got it like that. But you know, when I give, I always give out a couple of jerseys to the guys down here and that sign and thing. And where I can give, I give back because that's the same thing that like God bless me, right? God bless me with this opportunity, and I feel like I'm supposed to do this here with when I could get a break for help anybody when I could, right? Yeah. I mean, ideally, I know situated in the city, but I always read because of this top flight crowd now. I mean, I get to talk to them a lot and say how they think, and I try to encourage them a lot, and again, do my part if I try to talk to these youths, you know. Like I said, that the bigger picture, I don't just want to be about me, I want to make it be about Belize. So when I left, I could say, okay, well, I left it in a good hands, and I hope that no guys do it from then. I want to take it over and not do nothing. So
Oscar, I said we actually run out of time, but
I know, because
it was a pleasure having you. I mean, this.
No problem, man.
I mean, we could stay. You know what the fans are saying? Catch the next hour, right? But you know, things go. Everything was good. Thing must come to an end. But
yeah.
It was a pleasure having you here. I mean, I know the fans must really love this show. You know, seeing the icon, the idol, or whatever. You know, up here. So Oscar, I will give you moments to say your big up to all your family and
you got paper. You got paper.
Right. But of course, you know, first of all, I want to thank the good Lord, man. I mean, he have here today, and I had a safe drive up, and I just want to thank God for all the blessings He has given me. I mean, I have strong faith, you know, I have very, very strong faith, and I've never lost that, you know. I've questioned it sometimes, but I could say that, you know, I have strong faith, so I've lived through that, and I will continue to live through that, so, you know, big up to the good Lord for everything, man. Yes. Secondly, of course, my family, they have been supporting me, you know, my extended family, they know who they are, much big up for you guys. Of course, I want to big up the Williams family. I know Miss Des always follow me. I always see your likes, Miss Des. I always see your comments. Much love, man. I know you guys always be looking out for me. She and Mr. Kale and even Justin and stuff. To be honest, Justin me tell me, I could always remember when Justin me tell me the first time in cross country, then I just ride kind of right. And the man tell me, hey man, the man look at me, you got to ride if you want to go, you know. I like, by that true, I have to ride if I want to go. So look at me, when me doing that, me don't even know if I may have finished. I never did finish that thing, but I end up the guy in a rotation that we made try chase back a break where these guys and me gone down the road and look at me, I just say, well, ever since that lived for my mind, I say, you know what, if I ride races, yeah, you have to ride a bike to make you win, you know. And I always I always believe in that, and from there, I hold that to me, and I said, you know what, little did I know that I'm going to meet this man, and from there on, we may have this very good connection, me and Justin, and I get to meet Corey and the whole family, and man, these guys are some very, very good people, man.
Well, you know something, I know, show you about the Williams family, they have a big influence with the rise in cycling in the Middle East. Definitely they do have because they have a big following.
Of course.
And so I have to give them kudos. Kaliman, Miss Des, Justin,
Corey, CJ,
the whole crew. Right? Yeah.
Correct. So huge thank you to you guys, man. I know you guys are looking out and everything. It's not just for me, but I know if it believes on a whole, guys. These are the opportunities we have to look out for, and you have to give props where props due. So and respect. So I want to give huge thanks to them. Mr. Glenn, of course, he took me to the Intelligentsia Cup last year, and you may expect that. And Mr. Glenn, out of kind heart, gave me that opportunity to go with Lovell and some of the guys, to participate in the Lions. Then, all these opportunities made it possible, man. That gave us the exposure, and that's what I think we need here in Belize. And of course, I want to big up my current sponsors, the guys, the sponsors that made me reach that or bridge the gap, which would be Caribbean Tire. My bosses, they allowed me the good time to train and even get better. Of course, Mr. Mala, I can't forget the man. The man, a huge fan of mine, and I just thankful and appreciative of all the help he done give me. And of course, Mr. McLean, he's been supporting me on the go, right? And of course, CK, GNFC, and Electrolyte down in China. So these guys made it possible for me to create the 501 team. I know that not just about me, but about all the guys that we have, I know BTB helped out Derek, outside just the team itself, they assisted with the scholarship, funding and the scholarship outside. So, big kudos to them too, man, and just all the fans, man, from my sincere heart, thanks very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who tuning in, and much respect to the guys in at the back, Lex and Bali over here, So just respect. And last but not least, I want to big up my wife. So I know last time I'm my girlfriend, right? So we actually get married.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, man, I want to big up my wife, Sylvia. She's been supporting me plenty, and just much love, guys.
That's our biggest support. You see,
of course. Yeah, I see you guys do stuff for fun for the whole I'm in, So
you better do it.
Yeah, correct. So,
every good man is a good
woman.
So
got it right.
That helps a lot.
Got it right. Yeah. So, but just thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and I'm glad I get to talk to the people there. So.
Yeah, man. We finally get you in. Paul?
Thanks for this. I like to, Oscar, echo Oscar's sentiment every week that our entire life depends on God. He always protects us on that treacherous road, that highway as we train each day. I gave him thanks when I heard of Marlon incident. I said that I'm thankful that it could have been worse. Doctors echo that same sentiment that if Marlon may have gotten his hand out of that machine, it was good that it stayed in because he could have bled out.
Yeah.
And so taking the machine with him
was one of the best choices.
One of the best choices. And so that in itself, I'm thankful. Marlon is not dead. Marlon is with us. And so I'm thankful to God that we still have Marlon with us. And the spirit that Marlon has, I've been among Marlon from he was young as well, coaching him with Team Santinos, and Oscar said it too, that Marlon is he's a rebel, he's a champion. He won't just go away like that. So I'm sure that's not the end of Marlon. We're gonna hear further from him. I guarantee we're gonna hear from him further. So I'm thankful to God for him. And as you show, if you bring Kaliman to the quarrel, but me and Joe Kaliman to the quarrel, whole show quarrel. So I'm thankful, Donis, for everything that you have blessed us with. I'm thankful to God, I guess, as well for Brother Oscar going further in his career of cycling. I'm sure that Oscar will make us proud. So as the William brothers, we're going to see Oscar on that international scene, and we'll be cheering for him. I'm sure he's another lion heart as well. He doesn't give up easily, and he's going out there to represent us as well. And so when we see him, even if we see him in another jersey, we know that that is a child from our soil. So I'm sure Oscar will make us proud as well. Thanks.
Yeah, in closing, I definitely want to thank Oscar and his wife and his dad, drove all the way from the west to Kaya to come and, talk to the fans. I mean, I know the fans appreciate it. Everybody appreciate when people hear Oscar will be on the show. People must say jump on like crazy because we are still a hero. But thank you guys for coming down, taking part in the show. I want to say to Marlon, we are behind you 100%, Marlon. We want you to heal up, and we want to see you back on the bike. And so, like we said, with today's technology, anything is possible. And you definitely, I can be like a fortune until I can see you back on the bike. You get your spare hand, as we say, right? And so you'll be back. Want to thank all the fans who always tune in, make the show. It is what it is. The sponsors of the prizes, and of course, I have to thank my two sons who take the time out and come and be the tech guys behind the show to keep it going. My son there in Chicago, D at the bike shop.
Yeah,
we look forward to next year for see you.
Oh, serious?
Cup,
Okay, good.
So D, Cher, Sagi, Zaza, Georgian wife, Rochelle, Ethan and Ian, Lex wife, Rena, Juju look up to you too, Juju, yes,
sure.
I think Juju is cyclist. Yes, man. The man say, go help me and go ride in at the end. Yeah, he said, Grandpa, I want to ride with you. I said, but Juju, you want to hold me back? I said, I hope you don't talk to Palace to try hold me back, I said, no, Grandpa, I want when you saw Palace make you ride.
Juju walk you when you go across our pass. I would do the right thing you don't across our pass.
So, Juju and Riel. So, I love them to death. And of course, my beautiful wife who, as I say, always support me, she knows that this is what I love to do, right? You say, get in a conversation and the friends ask, so what do you do? He say, he fix bike, and what else? He got live film race, and when they have a bike show, he say, he life about bike, he said, but it was something that what the man love, and in a life, when you have somebody support you with what you love, that will make one relationship be great, because you don't want to talk about war, and if you get that support and like that, where you get for your whole family, your whole family, because I say how your dad, your mom, all the supporters, your wife now, right? They always behind you, and that will make you successful in life. So with that said, folks, thank you all for tuning in. It was a great show. As I said, we love to have Oscar here, talking to you, and be safe. We wish him all the best as he moves forward. So, good night. Have a blessed and safe night. We are out.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Streaming live with TODDLER. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As the